When people talk about trading, they often think about charts, indicators, and strategies, the technical side of the game. But here's the truth most never realize until it's too late. Charts don't make you a great trader. Your discipline does. Because when real money is on the line, it's not your strategy that fails first. It's your self-control. Discipline is the invisible backbone of every trader who survives long enough to succeed. It's what keeps you from taking that extra trade when you're already in profit. It's what holds your hand back from revenge trading after a loss. It's what forces you to follow your plan when your emotions start whispering, "Just this one time, break the rules." And it's exactly at that moment, that quiet internal battle, where trading stops being about the market and becomes about your character. Every decision you make in trading is a reflection of who you are when no one's watching. Anyone can trade when conditions are perfect, but discipline shows up when things are uncertain. It's staying calm in drawdowns, trusting your analysis, respecting your stop loss, and understanding that success isn't built in a single trade. It's built through thousands of disciplined repetitions. Think about it. The market doesn't reward the smartest person in the room. It rewards the one who can stay patient, consistent, and unemotional long enough to let probabilities play out. And yet, most traders lose not because their strategy is bad, but because they can't stick to it. They abandon discipline for dopamine. They let excitement replace execution. They treat trading like a lottery instead of a profession. But the traders who rise, the ones who make it into that 1%, they operate differently. Their discipline isn't something they turn on when they open a chart. It's part of their lifestyle. They wake up early, prepare their mind before their trades, and execute their plan with surgical precision. There's no randomness in their process. Every click, every position, every exit, it's backed by intention. They don't chase emotions. They chase excellence. And that's what separates the gambler from the professional. The disciplined trader knows that the market doesn't owe them anything. They don't force trades. They don't react to noise. They trust their edge and protect their capital like it's sacred. Because they know, once you lose discipline, the market doesn't need to defeat you. You defeat yourself. You can't fake discipline. It's forged in moments of pain, in the silence after a loss, in the temptation to break your own rules, in the exhaustion of waiting for the right setup. Discipline is not about rigidity. It's about respect. Respect for your process, respect for your risk, and most importantly, respect for yourself. The real challenge isn't learning to read the charts, it's learning to read yourself. Because the market is a mirror reflecting your strengths and exposing your weaknesses. If you lack patience, it will show you. If you lack control, it will teach you harshly. But if you master discipline, you master the very psychology that governs success. And when you finally reach that point, when your emotions no longer dictate your actions, you'll understand something profound. Discipline doesn't limit you. It frees you. It frees you from chaos, from fear, from the endless cycle of hope and regret. So the next time you sit in front of a chart, remember this. The market doesn't test your knowledge. It tests your character. And discipline is the proof of who you really are. Patience is one of those words everyone likes to talk about, but very few truly understand, especially in trading. In this game, patience isn't just a virtue. It's a weapon. It's what separates those who chase every flicker of price movement from those who wait for the perfect setup like a hunter waiting in silence. The irony is, most traders lose not because they lack skill, but because they can't sit still. They can't wait. They think activity equals progress, when in reality, impatience is often the fastest way to destroy an account. When you enter the market, every second feels alive. Candles move, patterns form, opportunities flash, and the temptation to act is overwhelming. But that's exactly where patience must take over, because trading isn't about doing more. It's about doing less, better. The market rewards precision, not participation. Every trade should come from clarity, not impulse. You have to understand that waiting is not wasting time. Waiting is part of the strategy. The most successful traders don't sit glued to the screen forcing trades out of boredom or anxiety. They wait, sometimes for hours, sometimes for days, for conditions to align perfectly with their plan. They know that a single high-quality trade can achieve more than 10 impulsive ones. They have mastered the art of doing nothing until the moment of action arrives. And that's something most traders can't handle, the silence between trades. But that silence is where power grows, because patience is really about emotional maturity. It's learning to delay gratification. It's resisting the voice in your head that says, "I need to make money now." It's understanding that not every move belongs to you, that sometimes the right decision is to stay out. The greatest traders have learned that profit is a byproduct of patience, not pressure. Philosophically, patience is also a form of humility. It's the acceptance that the market doesn't move according to your timeline or your desires. You're not here to control it, you're here to align with it. The market is bigger than your ego, and patience is how you acknowledge that truth. The impatient trader tries to conquer the market. The patient trader learns to dance with it, and make no mistake, patience isn't passive. It's an active discipline of restraint. It requires control, awareness, and confidence in your edge. You wait not because you're afraid, but because you know your moment will come. That kind of patience is built through experience. Through every missed opportunity, every false breakout, every time you jumped in too early and paid the price. Each mistake, if you're paying attention, teaches you the same lesson. You can't rush greatness. Over time, something changes inside you. You stop chasing trades and start letting trades come to you. You begin to see the market differently, not as chaos, but as rhythm. You realize that your success doesn't depend on how fast you act, but on how long you can wait for the right moment. Because in the end, trading, like life, isn't a sprint. It's a marathon of moments where patience becomes power. Every time you choose to wait instead of react, you strengthen the mindset that builds consistency. Every time you trust the process instead of emotion, you evolve as a trader and as a person. So the next time the market tempts you to move too soon, remember this. Sometimes the most profitable action you can take is no action at all. And when you master patience, you don't just trade better, you think better, live better, and win longer. Every trader, at some point, meets the moment that truly defines them, the loss that shakes their confidence, the setback that questions their belief, the day when everything they thought they knew about the market collapses. That's when resilience steps in, because resilience isn't built when you're winning. It's forged in the fire of loss, confusion, and emotional pain. It's not about avoiding failure. It's about learning how to rise after it. Trading will test you in ways few other professions can. You'll be humbled, embarrassed, even broken at times. You'll have days when you do everything right and still lose. You'll have moments when you doubt your system, your plan, even yourself. And that's the moment where most people quit. But the 1%, the true traders, they don't quit. They rebuild. They recenter. They study what went wrong, absorb the lesson, and step back into the market. Not with anger, but with awareness. That's the essence of resilience. It's not pretending that pain doesn't exist. It's refusing to let pain define you. Every loss carries information, and every setback holds the seed of a comeback. The difference between a losing trader and a growing trader is perspective. One sees defeat, the other sees data. And that mindset shift, from emotional reaction to rational learning, is what transforms short-term losses into long-term mastery. The truth is, resilience is deeply psychological. It demands emotional regulation. You have to process your disappointment without letting it paralyze your decision-making. You have to separate your self-worth from your account balance. Because if your identity rises and falls with every trade, you'll never last. The resilient trader understands that trading performance fluctuates, but character must remain constant. And resilience doesn't mean blind optimism. It's not about pretending everything is fine when it's not. It's about facing reality with strength and adaptability. When the market changes, you change with it. When your strategy stops working, you evolve. You don't cling to ego or pride. You stay flexible, grounded, and hungry to improve. That adaptability is resilience in motion. There's also a deeper philosophical truth here. Resilience is the bridge between knowledge and wisdom. Knowledge tells you how the market works. Wisdom teaches you how to survive it. Every chart pattern, every backtest, every analysis means nothing if you can't emotionally withstand the drawdowns. The market rewards those who stay, who keep learning, keep adjusting, Keep standing after every fall. Some of the greatest traders in history didn't become legends because they never lost. They became legends because they refused to stay down. They turned their breakdowns into breakthroughs. They built mental toughness not from success, but from the pain that success demanded. And over time, resilience becomes your silent confidence. You stop fearing losses because you know you can recover. You stop chasing certainty because you've accepted uncertainty as part of the game. You stop reacting emotionally because you've learned that no single trade defines your worth. That's the freedom resilience brings. So when you're facing a tough day in the market, when your strategy fails, your confidence shakes and you're tempted to walk away, remember this. Resilience isn't about bouncing back to who you were. It's about becoming someone stronger. Every fall gives you a choice, to quit or to evolve. Choose evolution, because in trading as in life, the goal isn't to never fall. The goal is to rise every single time you do. Integrity. It's not the most glamorous topic in trading, but it's the one that ultimately defines who lasts and who disappears. You see, anyone can make money for a while. Anyone can get lucky, catch a trend, or ride a wave. But the traders who stand the test of time, the ones whose names are spoken with respect, they all share one thing in common: integrity. Integrity is the discipline of doing the right thing when no one's watching. In trading, that means being honest, brutally honest, with yourself. It means admitting when you were wrong instead of blaming the market. It means sticking to your plan, respecting your stop loss, and not moving it just to protect your ego. It's about accountability, not appearance. And that's rare in a world where most traders hide behind screenshots of their wins and silence their losses. Without integrity, trading becomes self-deception. You can lie to yourself for a while, pretend that your mistake was bad luck, that you were almost right, that the market was unfair, but the market doesn't care about your excuses. It keeps exposing the truth until you face it, because trading, at its core, is a mirror. It reflects not only your strategy, but your honesty, your discipline, your humility. If you cheat yourself, the market will reveal it sooner or later. Integrity also means consistency. It's the quiet commitment to your rules, even when emotions flare. It's respecting your system, not because it's perfect, but because it represents your process, your structure against chaos. It's saying, I don't need to win today. I need to trade correctly today. That single mindset shift transforms your entire approach. When integrity becomes your standard, results become a natural outcome rather than an obsession. There's a philosophical layer to this as well. Integrity aligns your outer actions with your inner values. If your actions in the market contradict your principles, if you're trading from greed, fear, or desperation, you create internal conflict. You can't find peace that way. True confidence doesn't come from profits. It comes from self-trust. And self-trust is born when your words, your thoughts, and your actions are aligned. That's integrity in its purest form. Great traders don't measure success by a single month's P&L. They measure it by how faithfully they followed their process, how calmly they accepted their outcomes, how honestly they faced themselves. They know that integrity compounds just like capital. Each honest decision, each disciplined trade, each moment of restraint adds to something far more valuable than money: credibility. Credibility with yourself and credibility with the market. And let's be clear, integrity isn't about perfection. It's not about never breaking a rule. It's about having the courage to admit when you do and to learn from it. It's about taking responsibility instead of shifting blame. The market will forgive your mistakes, but it will never forgive your dishonesty with yourself. When you trade with integrity, you stop fighting the market and start respecting it. You accept that you can't control outcomes, only your behavior. You realize that your reputation, your peace of mind, and your long-term growth are all built on the same foundation: truth. In the end, integrity isn't just about trading. It's about who you become through trading. Because this game doesn't just build financial capital, it builds character capital. And when your character is solid, no drawdown can destroy you. So remember this: anyone can make a trade, but not everyone can trade with integrity. Money fades, markets shift, trends die, but character endures. Trade in a way that you can respect yourself tomorrow. Because at the end of every trading day, your greatest profit isn't in your balance. It's in your honesty,